Can we improve a community one house at a time?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
For over 30 years, we've enjoyed not only helping individuals buy and sell real estate, over 3,017 of them, also helping people build their finances, helping people build their fun, helping people even strengthen, heal, and flourish within their relationships. So really 30 years of building home and business and wealth, which is kind of what we're talking about today. So my answer to your question, Ken, is I am pretty sure that one house can't make a difference.
I'm not so sure. And on today's episode, you're going to learn what a passion about a community, how one house at a time can make a difference. It's not just one house. It's one house at a time. I tricked you.
You did trick me. Have you ever been tricked? This isn't a time to be tricked. And so we brought Sean and Roz.
Can I have a treat then?
We brought Sean and Roz with us so that they can make sure that this is clear. Because they've lived this story over the last, really 4 years of investing only. Mm-hmm. 6 years ago, buying your first property that you lived in together. It's now sold and gone. And then 4 years ago, started investing. Mm-hmm. Isn't that wild? So one house. Talk about the one house strategy.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, I get to speak again. I love this part.
No.
Yeah. So when we find a property that needs a little TLC on the outside, we see that as an opportunity. We see it as an opportunity to invest in the community, and we get to hire local people. And as I said, we put a deck on or something like that. I mean, we'll fix up the inside as well, but the stuff that's on the outside is what draws people's attention. Right. And then they come, oh, your place looks so good with the new roof, or the place really starting to come along with the new deck. And then, it's that pride of community. And then they start, cleaning up their yards and,
So they start repairing their own property.
Repairing their own property, right? Oh. Because if that house in the neighborhood is going to start looking better than mine, then I kind of, need to up my game a little bit. And we've built relationships with local bylaw people that have had infractions on saggy decks. I don't know.
Saggy decks.
Saggy decks.
Nice.
Saggy decks that they needed to check. It is dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. And, that when we're improving the community and the safety, and it just has that compound effect, right? It has that residual effect. It's that pebble in the pond, and it just moves outward and creates the community pride.
I love, Sean, that one of the first few books you read was The Compound Effect. And I'm sure
you're having it.
Yes.
Right. Did you have any comprehension of how the compound effect wouldn't even only just affect you, how it would affect other people? Your single action of improving a property, we'll say, in this case, you've improved many now, but improve a property was a compound effect for other people.
I never would have, with reading it, I wouldn't have brought it over to the real estate side of things. But I mean, reality is it's everywhere in your life. Everything you do has a ripple effect and compounds either good or bad. So if you take it, especially improving properties, as Roz said, like the neighbors start to pitch in and improve their properties as well. And then tenants take care of the properties a little better with pride of living there. So it's really just a great thing to go through.
So you repair the inside and the outside, but how do you do that? Like, what's that do to your cash flow? Because I know you're cash flow king. You love cash flow.
I do like cash flow. Yeah. So what we do what's called the BRRRR strategy. We buy the property, we renovate it, then we rent it for market rent, and then we refinance the property to pull our money out so we can do it again. So it's not a secret of having to keep coming up with money. You just recycle the money that you have invested in it, do it over again. And then the BRRRR, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat.
Okay, so you're going to say it more than once because you might be taking...
It's pretty cold outside. Just remember, BRRRR. It's cold outside.
So we want people to get this because this is really Because so often people say, well, it's all about buy and flip, buy and flip, buy and flip.
Yeah,
And I think in certain markets,
that's an income generating, not a wealth building strategy.
Yeah,
Right.
It's good for an injection of cash.
right, perfect for that,
Yeah.
in the right market, the right property. And there aren't, in the Ottawa and area market, that's not as lucrative, the buy and flip as a whole. I mean, I've seen some really good ones and experienced a few good ones, and they're not as prolific as they are in other markets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so the strategy you use is buy and hold, right?
Yes.
Except you have specific, so we're going to have you say them
Rs.
again, B and R's, because first you got to buy it.
You have to buy it. You look for a distressed property, or maybe not even distressed, but an underperforming property.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
Yes.
Underperforming, and ideally, if you can, it's going to be vacant or is vacant,
That's
It's-
the desire.
right? It's
Yeah.
easier
Yeah.
because then you can do the renovations and bring it up to market rent. Otherwise, you can do the renovations, which you've been doing, and it supports the people living in the building
Yep.
or in the property, and it increases the value over time, but it doesn't increase your cash flow initially.
No.
It decreases it.
If you do the work while they're living there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, typically it's hard to do that because you don't want to disrupt people's lives. You want to just let them live the way they are. So we go in and in that case, we just go in and improve the property in areas that they point out to us. But ultimately, if we can get vacant possession, or if a tenant transitions out, then we do the renovation to force the appreciation in the property.
So do your burr again, your words.
Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat.
And then you don't actually have extra infusion of cash. It's the same cash, as you said, because you also have the R of recycle the cash,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You're recycling it from one property to another property when you refinance and pull out part of the money pull out all the money you put in often.
So
Yeah.
you don't refinance to go like on a vacation to Jamaica or to, just.
That would be spending. That's not investing.
Unless you're going there to buy another property,
I see.
which we haven't done, but it sounds fun.
It sounds fun, doesn't
Sounds
it?
fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you told me stories about neighbors coming to you. Are they coming to complain?
No.
No?
No, they're excited. They're excited to see their community evolve. Right.
And you know what I was thinking is you're doing it to increase the value of your investment, right? When you improve it, you increase the rents or whatever, you put market rent, and you're increasing the value of your property. But what you're also doing is you're increasing the value of the neighbor's property, because when that one was in such poor condition, it was actually dragging the neighbor's property down in value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so excited.
That's
Because
right.
you're bringing up the whole value of the street.
Yeah.
And then when you do things locally, right, you like to stick in kind of smaller towns or whatever. And when you do a couple buildings in a small town, it starts to make an effect.
It has a
Yeah.
huge effect.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So we celebrate you for all the progress that you've made in the communities that you've touched down in and that you have touched. Like, that is incredible. Like,
Thank you.
feels so good to know that we have a small part in that journey.
You have a big part.
Yeah.
Big part. You've been beside us the whole way. And like without you and Ken helping us at the beginning, helping you guide us through our first baby steps, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I remember that first property you called us on as an investment. You said, "Oh, we want to go see this property. You have an agent out in that wherever it was. It was like 2-hour drive from here." I said, "Okay, I'm going to come with you just to protect you."
And so if you're thinking it might be time for you, connect with us and we will help you walk through the steps as well. We're honored to be your partners on the journey.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.